Hey, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Thursday's Market SITREP here at Top Gun Options. My name is Matthew Buckley. My call sign is Wiz. And man, look at this. We are staring into the abyss. Here's the open today. The S&P 500 imploded right at the open. A little bit of a dead cat bounce and then bounced off of 41.55. And we haven't looked back, man, to the moon. Look at that. That is a rip your face off rally out of the S&P 500. We just had a great weekly debrief this morning, covered a lot that happened this week. One of the big things I want to give you a heads up about is starting Sunday night, May 16th. Register now, folks, because we're actually going to limit attendance to this because was it January? January Full Throttle, man, it was a zoo, way too many people, so we're actually going to limit it to the first 1,000 people to register for these free live trade briefs. Nobody else in the industry does this, folks. Other people actually charge you to attend their quote free briefs, right? Not me. Head to go.topgunoptions.com/FT. That stands for Full Throttle. I'm going to give you access to, ready to this, five free live trade briefs from the 16th to the 19th, man. And we have a ton to cover, from the scandemic, plandemic, whatever you want to call it at this point, to the coming tax, just stifling tax increases out of the Biden administration. What's going on around the world? China, Taiwan, Russia, Ukraine, Israel, Iran, North Korea. World's not a safe place, folks. In the 4 months Biden's taken over, the world's absolutely starting to implode. We are literally potentially a world at war here. A lot to cover. What's going on with the Fed? We laughed this week when Janet Yellen told the truth the other day, and then came out and had to walk back the truth that she told. A ton of stuff going on in the market, and you're going to be trading with me, the only financial professional on the face of the planet to call the COVID crash to the day, man. January 22nd of last year, in an accelerated retirement brief, as I sat there and watched Donald Trump lie into the camera, talking about, what are you talking about? China virus, it ain't coming here. It's good. I know Xi Jinping, great dude. I trust him. Why are you even wasting my time with this question? As soon as I heard the president say that when he was in Davos, I looked into the camera and I said, get out, get long volatility, buy puts on the S&P 500, and we printed money as the market imploded. As the market imploded and went down, what did all the smart money do on CNBC and Bloomberg and Fox Business? Oh, this is the bottom. I'd buy here. Buy the dip. Buy the dip. They said buy the dip all the way down. Why? Because misery loves company. And then when the market turned at the bottom, which we also nailed, they said what? Oh, no, we got further to go. Don't buy this dip. It completely awful. 2020 was the year that the so-called smart money died. And you're going to be stunned at where I'm telling you this market is heading next. So do not miss this. Make sure you register to attend, even if you can't attend all of the briefs. And the flight schedule is kind of on the page here with what we're doing. Because I'll get you access to the replays, and you also get a couple bonuses for attending. All right, what's going on? Ugliness down in China and Australia, man. One of our greatest allies, the Aussies, diplomatic bad stuff. China indefinitely suspends economic dialogue with Australia as relations continue to deteriorate. One of their highest ranking folks in the Australian military the other day, I think, was giving a graduation speech to one of their special forces class, like their version of Navy SEALs, and the guy's like, hey, you need to be ready to go to war, and it's a hell of a lot sooner than later. Australia is one of our greatest strategic partners, especially in the region. World's a dangerous place right now, folks. The good-looking, well-coiffed people on CNBC might not be covering these type of events, but guess what? We are one breaking news announcement away from one of the bad things happening around the globe, and the market imploding thousands of points, and the VIX being up 50, 60, 70. You ready for this? It will happen. It can happen. One of these things or all of them are going to happen. So I'm going to teach you how to hedge against all that potential risk. U.S. unemployment claims fell to 498 last week. Wow. 4-week average claims now at the lowest since the pandemic took hold. This is a disgrace, though, folks. There is not one place that I go into in Boca Raton, Florida, that does not have a help wanted sign. Can somebody explain to me why Joe Biden is spending $6 trillion to pay people not to work. How do you feel about, if you work right now, how do you feel about busting your ass at your job to pay for people who aren't? I have guys that run restaurants that their former employees are being honest. They're like, hey man, I'm not coming back to wait tables when I can make more from the government. What type of country are we creating when the government incentivizes people not to work? That's a nice looking society, isn't it? There's some good stuff on the horizon for that type of country. So everybody on unemployment or stimulus or whatever you want to call it could find a job today if they wanted to. Put that in your peace pipe and smoke it. How about this? Yesterday, a federal judge threw out the National Eviction Moratorium. The CDC, like the good government agency that it is, made up authority out of thin air. The Centers for Disease Control decided that they had in their authority, I don't know where they thought, to order landlords not to evict people. A federal judge was stunned. Like, where in your charter from Congress does it say the plain language of the Public Health Service Act has no wording whatsoever for you to do this? What really makes me upset about this is that lower courts were what? Mixed on the legality. How can you be a judge and read what power the CDC has and say they have this power? They don't. So why am I ranting about this? Because, folks, these are a lot of people who owe rent, commercial space, home, landlord, whatever, that haven't paid it. I love how people make landlords out to be evil. They're people too, man. I have a buddy who owns apartment complexes in Fort Lauderdale who had to declare bankruptcy. He's like, dude, who did that? This was my job. I bought properties to invest and make it my full-time job, man. He does the plumbing, the repairs. He's going bankrupt because people like, nah, I don't have to pay. And he's like, most of these people are actually working. They just use this moratorium. There's another great feather to put in the cap of this country. People just saying, I'm not going to pay the rent. Isn't that great? Good stuff in this country going on, folks, don't you think? Jeff Bezos, Amazon, sells $2 billion of stocks after his blowout earnings report. Let's talk about an absolute failure that I had. I said this was going to happen. It happened, and I didn't do it. Massive run-up into Amazon earnings. I said, we will buy the rumor, sell the news. I needed to buy some puts, do some debit spreads, do bearish double verticals on Amazon. I failed. I just sat here and watched it implode. That was kind of dumb. But Amazon, absolutely buy the rumor, sell the news. Every tech name bought the rumor, sell the news. Hell, this last Monday, the rumor was, I hear there's going to be a stock split. Boom! Rip your face off rally. Did they announce a stock split? No. I said, if they don't announce the stock split, the stock's going to implode. I needed to put my money where my mouth was, and I failed on that. But looking pretty good in my underlying Amazon stock position. I predicted we would go back down here to 3,000 to kind of find a good footing, which we are. We're right at 3,300. Find some footing, and then we will take another leg higher. Folks, Amazon made $830,000 a minute in the last quarter. You got to be bullish on that name. So this is a perfect opportunity for you to take advantage of a pullback in Amazon and get bullish. I got it. I predicted it was going to happen. I got that prediction right. I didn't put my money where my mouth was, but check it out. Goldman Prime says hedge funds shorted tech for the 9 of the past 10 days. That was easy money, folks, shorting the tech after earnings. But guess what? We might get a little bit of a short squeeze based on them all being long. Bitcoin news. I'm in Mara. Confused about when Mara earnings are going to be. I think middle of June, most likely. But kind of a serpentine stock here. Pop, drop, pop, drop, pop, drop, big pop, big drop, and nothing. I'm not liking Mara right now. I got about $500,000 in my personal accounts in Mara, and this thing needs to start waking up. I'm doing some good work selling short calls against it. I sold the 34 calls for this week. They're up $7,000, or they're up $7,000 today. They're up $8,900 for the week. Sold the 35s out to tomorrow as well in 6,500 shares underneath with the 56. So even though Mara's down, I can do some good work making, $8,000 here and 5-6 grand here to lower my cost basis in the stock. MNMD is another black eye in my portfolio, down 28 grand, 29 grand since I bought it a couple weeks ago. I don't care. This is a long-term bullish hold out of me. MNMD, just saving lives, folks. We reported this week that the New York Times reported phase 3 trials, John Hopkins, a bunch of states. My buddy Marcus and Amber Capone were over in Texas the other day with former Governor Perry, Secretary Perry, and it got out of committee. You ready for this? 11-0. All Democrats, all Republicans voting yes to support this type of treatment. Hell, Oregon's already made it legal for providers, for doctors to prescribe this type of treatment. So there is not a better man or woman in this country than a former operator, Navy SEAL, Green Beret, Delta Force, with operator syndrome, who come out and say, this stuff saved my life. Instead of sitting in the parking lot of the VA taking 8 medicines when you can be seen, these folks are seeking alternative treatment, and it's literally saving lives. I've met the guys. Dallas, Houston, I've met operators whose lives have been saved by this treatment. I'm a long-term holder of MNMD. This will be my prediction. This will be a stock you wake up one day to breaking news. It's up 75, 80, 100% in the blink of an eye, or it gets acquired. I know for a fact that there's a lot of private equity firms starting to poke around this space because the treatment is just, it's insanity. So good stuff. Had an absolute fantastic week. I told you yesterday about Top Gun Fighter Foundation. The escrow money was sent yesterday afternoon. Too late to close. It closed this morning. So I'm proud to announce that the Top Gun Fighter Foundation owns its own light attack fighter jet, where we're going to do the air show circuit, take politicians up, take former operators up, put a smile on their face. But the mission of that aircraft is to raise awareness for the plight of veteran suicide. One veteran an hour kills themselves, and it's an absolute tragedy. We've lost more vets on the home front since 2008 due to their own hand, due to suicide, than we ever lost in combat during that same period of time. It's heartbreaking. And know that the next live Top Gun Options event we're going to do in San Antonio in September, we're going to be doing a joint event with the Warrior Health Foundation and vets, the Vets Foundation, Veterans Exploring Treatment Solutions. Okay, but I'll keep you in the loop on all this stuff. Come to the Full Throttle launch. Go.topgunoptions.com/FT. That stands for Full Throttle, and we will take your investing supersonic. I guarantee you. Okay, have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and God bless. I'll talk to you all tomorrow.